Hey Turtle fans, today I'll be reviewing the Michelangelo vs. Bebop 2-pack by Playmates from 2021. I got this on eBay with a winning auction price of $22 plus shipping. As of this date, if you would like to buy these figures brand new in box, expect to shell out between $26 and $50. Time to open it up. This figure is almost 6.5 inches tall. Articulation, he has quite a bit. So we got leg, upwards, outwards, upper thigh, knee, ankle, and you can move each individual toe. He's got inner chest, arms, outwards, upwards, upper arm, double joint in the elbow, swivel the wrist, and hand movement, but it's a really tight joint. Move each individual finger. This is as low as his arms can go. Head is just on a ball joint. So right, left, up, down. His appearance is meh. His eyes are the most disturbing. His pupils look so dilated. Almost like he's hypnotized. I will crave pizza no more. As far as facial expression goes, this is one serious looking Michelangelo. When you see him in the cartoon, he's usually cracking jokes, he's smiling, a little bit more like that. But he looks really serious right here, like the first couple episodes. Also, his shell to me, it just looks uninspired. I would have maybe added different color paint in the lines there. And the coloring of the letter on his belt here is not entirely accurate, but that's just me being picky. And I'm not sure what I would have done with this bandana here. When you see him in the cartoon from the back, his knot is in the center. But when you see him from the front, if he's looking this way, his knot will be over here. If he's looking this way, his knot will be over here. So I guess middle is a good default position. Structurally, I just want to point out one thing, and that would be his hands. Just look really funky. While it is nice to be able to move each individual finger and thumb, problem with doing it that way is once they're like a closed fist, it looks like, I don't know, like he's wearing gauntlets or something. It would have just been better to have separate hand molds, in my opinion. Accessories, you will get this oversized giant manhole cover display stand, self-explanatory. And finally, what would Michelangelo be without his famous nunchucks? So, a couple interesting things about these. One, it's real metal. You can tell because you can actually see each link is joined. Mine came with some paint blemishes. See a little silver paint there. I'm assuming they chose color orange instead of brown because they didn't want them too realistic looking. There was a lot of controversy with his nunchucks back in the day if you didn't hear about that or read about that. Also interesting to note, the shape of them is not perfectly cylinder, which is important to know because if you're trying to put it in his belt and you're not paying attention, they can fall out very easily. So what you gotta do is you actually gotta twist them into place, and then they'll stay. Now on to Bebop. Bebop is also just about 6.5 inches tall. So that makes him and Michelangelo actually the same size. Which is odd. I think Bebop should be a little bit bigger. Articulation wise, a little different and a little less. So you still got leg, just really tight joint. Upwards, outwards, knee, sole of the ankle. Got a little bit of inner chest, swivel at the waist. Arms, outwards, upwards. Can get a little bit of extra. His shoulder pad here does move just a little bit. Upper arm, elbow, sole of the wrist. There is a hand joint, but the joint is so tight that you can't even really move it. And just like his older Playmate figures, his head only rotates. There's nothing up and down or side to side. His appearance is pretty decent. I'm only noticing off the bat that they left off his rat tail. It's a pretty important part there. But I do like his head sculpt. He does have lots of wrinkles and his nose piercing. His ears could be a little bigger with the piercing, but overall it's good head sculpt. I like his shoulder pads, good color there. He did a good job on his necklace and the paint, strap, grenades, and his chain belt. It's a little different in the cartoon and the NECA figure, but still nicely included. The wristbands are also a little different in the cartoon and other figures. This side, I believe, is just all chains. This side did have a wristband, I believe. This figure at this time, his sneakers do have white paint on them, and even a little bit of purple there. There are a couple paint blemishes on the back here, and some factory defects, but nothing too major. But appearance-wise, overall, I think they did a pretty good job. They did a good job on his muscle and posture and everything. Pretty good. Structurally speaking, I want to note that my figure's foot came warped. A little hard to see on camera there, but luckily it does not affect his ability to stand. Also, this figure is pretty light. It's like a hollow plastic compared to Michelangelo, is a little more sturdy. Accessories, just like Michelangelo, you will get a oversized display stand manhole cover, and also, just like the original Playmates Bebop action figure, you'll get one of two of the weapons he came with, a screwdriver gun. Which doesn't make any sense to me because you never see this in the cartoon. The NECA Bebop has much more cartoon accurate weapons, but nonetheless, this still fits in his hand just fine, and it works. After doing a lot of research, the NECA versions are obviously a lot more articulated and accurate, but the problem is they're triple the price. So these are a good in-between and will still work for display or stop motion purposes if money is tight. These figures are still a shell of a lot better than the toys that I grew up with, but until I win the lottery and can buy the NECA versions, these will have to do. And that wraps up my review. Keep your turtle comms on for some still pictures and videos. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and support me on Patreon so I can keep doing reviews like this. I do not get paid by YouTube. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.